Good morning, my beloved friends and family. Today is October the 5th, I think. I'm lost track of time right now. This is going to be my last video of the series that I started earlier, the month of middle of September, and we're getting toward the end. I first want to thank all of you that stood by me all this time through all this video. I am going to be honest. I plan to have a recess. I call it spiritual recess, as anything that, whatever trainings or documentaries or any other informative media that you can use, you always have to have a period that I call timeout. This is my timeout. This is my spiritual timeout. I have provided you and shared with you throughout all this period of time the element that we're to be approaching the disclosures and everything. I even gave you various factors that it will be principles that you need to be aware of it. So here's an example of what I really have done. It's basically like when you plan to make a meal and it's your first time and you want to try, do very best for it. I have provided you with a list of all the ingredients, the quantity of the ingredients, and basically the methodology of how to prepare the meal. However, the outcome of the meal is depending on your ability, your trust, your confidence. And that's where we are at this stage right now. I have provided you with all the different principles of the disclosures, of course, and possibility scenarios. And it is time now for you, as we send the military, to enter the ring, and training is basically over. I hope that I have been informative enough for you to find the peace. That's been my encouragement. That has been my recommendation, to have peace, to believe, to trust. And believe it or not, you're going to be tested to the limit, and whatever it is coming. I will tell you straightforward. There are three major principles which you have to be aware of. I've already covered in very video, but I'm going to go again and give a little summary here. The first of all is going to be, of course, the social, the political, and the economical of not only this nation, my beloved, United States of America, but of the world. The closure will contain everything from things that will be so absurd and other be so traumatic, and other will be almost inconceivable that a humanity, or in this case, that any human being could ever contrive or anybody ever formulated, because it's going to test your conscience. It's going to test your morality. It's going to test your emotional state. It's going to test your spirituality. It is real. I already disclosed this in my novel, God Chosen Ones. And that's what I've been doing. I'm basically going back and forth and doing the research of all the things that I have studied throughout the Holy Scriptures. And one of the second thing, well, I already mentioned the first three items that you need to be aware that it will be coming very soon. And I'll give you a timeline, even though sometimes I don't like to, because people get accustomed. We have been so accustomed at saying, okay, tell me the time. When does it expire? When is this, all that? And many times God does not work that way. He works with our intentions, our purpose, our motives. And right now, believe it or not, the motives of humanity, it's in question. And I want to be very blunt. We have become very careless. No matter how many times you can tell people the rain is coming, they forget to take the umbrella. And the way it is basically what is happening right now. The conscience of humanity at this time, I will say, at least I like to talk to one about my country, my beloved country. We have become now so neglectful, and I've been so bold about it, that we don't realize, or at least it's not the sense that we don't realize. I think it's just that we are, I don't want to say unemotional, but it seems like we're stunned, or something like's been given in our. But I know that deep inside, the Lord God, the Creator, the Source, has made the input already in your spirit that is in you, that their change is going to take place. And they're going to be dramatic. They're going to be traumatic. The second principle that I like you to keep in mind has to do with the disclosure that humanity is not the only thing in the galaxy. That is going to be perplexing to a lot of people. Trust me, you have no idea. I've known this for a long, long time. I witnessed this when I was a child, 9 years old, back in my old country. Yes, I saw UFOs when I was a young man. And since that time, I always believed, and I had a very beautiful family. My father, my mom were very, very conscious of it. And they never discouraged me. They said, there comes the time when you all be revealed. And the time will be very soon. That's the principle number 2. You got to be ready for it. And the third one and last one, which is always the one, has got to be the concept of the God that we have learned to worship, to care, to love, to have trust in it. We're also going to have a disclosure about who he is and what we are. I've been saying all this alone, that his essence is in all of us, and I mean it with all my heart. We are his children. And will come the time where you will realize that. You may not do it for some of you, but I guarantee you, your children will. And they will grab it like that, and they will believe with all their might. So those 3 principles that will come. Let me come to the aspect of my recess, spiritual recess. As you know, the President of the United States, and back in, I think, early September, he said that we had to contemplate 21 days of praying, to pray for the world, pray for America. And that kind of completed, I think, around the 2nd of October. Well, we have began now what I like to call it the 21 days of Daniel. I wish I could discuss this in detail, but I want to be very, very honest. I am not going to do no further video until certain days has passed, because the time has come for spiritual graduation for you, my viewers. And you have to already have in your hands the tools, the mechanisms of how you can survive through what the period that is coming. So it is my belief that in the next 21 days, and this was also confirmed in one of my meditations, we are entering 21 days. I think we are today, it would be in the 5th of October. We are now at 2 days already into the 21 days of Daniel. The 21 days that are coming are going to be the ones that, shall we call it, the preface, okay, of a larger epic novel, or the preface of the disclosures. You will know more about it. They'll come in various different manners and ways. They're not going to be just one thing at a time. It's going to be like a domino effect. And these 21 days are required to have a lot of stamina, fortitude, all spiritual, control, balance of your emotions. And you're going to find this very, very prevalent, because I have already. And that's a part of rudeness. I wanted to discuss this on this video as a part of the culmination of all these videos. I already discovered resentment. Well, I want to discover something now that you may not realize, but there's a lot of rudeness going on. People that you thought were amiable and caring and very attitude about good things and everything, they become rude. So rudeness is now the emphasis of everything that's happening. And the reason is because the confusion, our conscience, our mind, what we visualize and what we're feeling are in contradiction right now. You have already experienced it in lots of time, or something like, it seems like it's not enough time, or things. You're going to feel that something is happening, but you cannot put your finger on it. And it is that is creating this aspect of the resentment. And of course, the product of the resentment that you're feeling, because no one can seem to provide you with an answer. And you want an answer that is solid and basic, that can describe exactly what it is, so they give you the comfort. Well, we're not finding that comfort anymore. Okay, we're vacillating. We're going from left to right, right. Oh, we feel like a pendulum sometimes, and then everybody around us are pretty much the same way. So at some points, you're going to find that people are beginning to act with rudeness. In other words, that's the only way they can elicit. That's the way they can project what they're feeling. Because they cannot understand it, they cannot assimilate. And the word of that is they cannot balance. They're in imbalance. They're on a swing all the time. And this is something that you will see even in family. You can have a family of one person and they're doing it. The second, you can have 2, 3, 4, 5 members in a family, and everybody has different connotation of what is going on. There is no formality. There's no unification yet, okay? And the reason it is because all the things that has been created for this scenario that is coming is to help us strengthen ourselves, see ourselves inside. If we cannot go and feel our emotions, okay, even everything that I've been saying, it all along I'll be sharing with you, is because I have that. I had the knowledge. I had the knowledge since 1987, 91. That's what I put it in a novel. But it seems that even though there's a lot of people out there right now projecting, giving away the information, the message they are receiving about the ascension, about the fifth dimension, about the new earth, most people are glorifying those aspects, and I'm one of them, don't get me wrong. But I know that we need to go through a transition. You cannot get to the West Coast back in the early time of this country until you went right through the very dangerous lands of this country. All these dangers that existed, okay? The illnesses, the drought, the Indians, everything, the storms, the weather, everything. I mean, today you fly from New York to LA, no problem. 4 or 5 hours, you're there. You never consider, oh my God, I had to go through the desert or the mountains or whatever it was. So, but we have to go through it now. We're sort of like in a back time, a regressive time of our emotions, to be able to understand what is to be given later on. And this is the key, folks. And this is which the next 21 days are going to be the beginning of the test of this journey. November, December are no more than just like, the cherry on top of the ice cream cone. Okay, so basically, we're going to need to go through this. And 2022 will solidify what you're about to find out to the rest of this year. Yes, there are going to be certain things that are emotional. Yes, the festivity. No, enjoyed it. I mentioned in a previous video, you're supposed to have an internal principle right now working with you called joy and love. And you're going to find out that most people are not feeling that much joy. There's a certain uncertainty, and that uncertainty has a purpose. And here's the caveat of everything. Before something can be built, you have to bring it down, whatever's in there. That's just the law. And that's what humanity has to go through. Humanity has to disassemble, bring down, or shall we say, eradicate all this negativity, emotion we had throughout all these centuries, all the 1,000 years. Jesus said it very clearly. He did very clearly. I want to write an article, and like I said, you can follow me in my articles. For the time being, I will cease on all the videos, and I will concentrate in doing the articles, because in there I can explain more in detail exactly how to be able to manage every little thing that would take place. Again, you have to trust, or you have to believe like you never believed before. Until February the 22nd. And then these 21 days are just the appetizer. I pray really deeply. I pray every morning that whatever it is, uprooted, that's the best word today, uprooted out of our society, our mentality, or anything, be not so grave that can cause such despair, but rather that bring some comfort to it. Closures, I hope. Those are my prayers. So the next 21 days, or in this case, in my case, 19 days, I'm going to spend it not in solitude or retire or move away or anything. No, simply I'm going to spend it in enjoying nature. I'm going to do my walks, even though my knees sometimes don't also be so helpful. But I'm going to enjoy the beauty of what God has given me. And I'm going to reflect not only on what I became or what I have become, but also in what I will willing to be. And that is the key of this video, is to let you know that thank you for being with me. I recommend strongly, please review the other video, share the video, let your people know that are there. Okay? There's a time that I used to remember that we don't have time to do things. You'll be surprised how many wars took people by surprise, how many pestilence took people by surprise, and everything, because they said they didn't have the time. The children of Israel learned that. They loved slavery better than to have the freedom that God was providing for them. Humanity is on that right now too. And you already heard before too also that we're in the Noah's time. You know, most of the folks that are truly devoted, they call it light workers, that are passing all this information and all these messages to humanity or whatever the events are coming, to some degree they may find a little feel frustrated. We like to have humanity already unified in one single concept to bring together love, caring attitude, benevolence, and unconditional love to everybody. As Jesus says, you know, love one another. And it doesn't seem that way. Okay? And sometimes it's a very lonely journey. And I took it upon myself to take this journey. And it has now come to the point where it's time to say, I will see you later. And I will continue writing. Again, I'm restating that, is that I will continue writing my article. I suggest when you have some time, go to www.thejerusalemeassembly.org. And there you will find all of the articles, all of the transitions of this journey that we're taking. And I will continue praying for all of you. I do, every morning, every evening, to remind the Lord and to let Him know, to manifest to Him that please watch after not only my immediate family, my grandchildren, but all my friends and also all of humanity. We deserve to be rewarded with a new life, and that is what the Lord is beginning to do. There'll be a lot more, like I say, in my writings, especially when I revealed the truth that it was revealed to me about the true element of all the discussions and all the words spoken by Jesus. There's only two versions of everything that connotates, and I use that big word, that formulates everything that is today. Someone asked me very clearly, says, how can I, Mr. Garcia, be prepared? How can I be balanced? How do I have a set of instructions? How do I have a procedure, steps that I can follow? True, it's easy to say, believe, trust, and all of it. And then I thought, well, I know what it is, but it's what I have been used. And I will put that on a writing of an article after I finish up with the second article. I have the first one already in draft format. It deals with the fig tree and the concept of today for us. As I mentioned in a previous video, that is almost completed. I will have it done, and it's got all the numerical, the matrix of the time. And the second one has the matrix of the 21 days of Daniel, including as to specifically what were the procedures that is to be ready for this timeline, this matrix that is coming for these 21 days, both of the president's requests of prayers and the second 21 days of the concept of what? Of expectancy, or discovery, as we mentioned in a previous, and disclosure in a previous video. The third article that I just mentioned was going to deal specifically with this concept that the individual wanted me to give him an answer. And I did. And was kind of surprised to hear that, because he says, but that's already been said over and over. And I say, yes, it's been said, but it has never been practiced, not even individually. So this is the key to this period and until the year 2030. It's a simple step process. And how is that result? Is this disclosure, is the greatest disclosure of the heavens, of the cosmic world to humanity. The issue was, I would say the issue is that when it was spoken, when it was given, it didn't relate to them quite as it relate to us. And this manifestation is one of the ones that was provided to me back in 1997. And that's the one that made me get back to start completing and publishing the novel, which the Lord promised that it would have taken place, and He sure did. The novel got published. So, in conclusion is, I will be here, as I promised, throughout all of this. I'll be doing this through my articles. Again, please visit the website, www.thejerusalemassemble.org, and you will find all my continuous writing and continuous thoughts. I will continue sharing the message that I received, and by the way, they're really coming now. And the energies, the frequencies, the messages are coming in intensely, and it's changing. Folks, nature is changing. If Mother Nature is changing, imagine what is happening to humanity, you and me. We're changing, but we need to understand why and how and when and where and everything. That is already in the previous video. Okay, so please check them out. As I said before, you are entering now a rudeness period, so be ready. The next few days, you're going to find a lot more rude people, whether it be at lineups of grocery store or at churches or as I call it, the places of worship, and in many other areas. Okay, you will find it. So be peaceful, take control of your emotion, balance yourself whenever you can. Okay, as always, remember, it's not difficult. It's just gonna take. It's gonna take faith. Remember, Jesus said, if you can have faith the size of a mustard seed, you can tell a mountain, move to the ocean, and go, and they follow. You are at that stage right now, my beloved people. You have to practice it now. You have to start putting it into action. And above all things, you have to believe. Faith is more than just an emotion or a word. Believe me. It's a universal cosmic concept. It's in every aspect of every galaxy. And that is what God is about. The creator, the source. That's what it is. And we are His children. Begin today by realizing that you are divine. You are created in the image of God, for heaven's sake. Isn't that in the Bible? How many times do you read it? God is not human. God is a force, an energy so great that everything in the universe is Him. Imagine you realizing for a moment, or the moment a day, that you are part of that. Changes everything. In your mind, your emotion, everything changes. And then come to the realization that the Spirit of God, His essence, imagine that His essence is in you. I've been sharing that with you ever since day one. You have to believe it. That is the key to successfully transition to this journey. You're not going to miss it. Trust me, there's no way, unless you're sitting in the moon, all of us on this earth are going to pass through this journey. All of us. There's no way about it. Okay. May the Lord bless you, keep you safe. May the Lord shine upon you. May His goodness and His wisdom and His knowledge help you to know who you are, what you are, and why you are divine. With this knowledge, may the Lord grant you the peace and the comfort. Bring the joy in your heart, in your life every day. But at the same time, feel the glorious weight of love, the unconditional love that He has for you. And above all things, may He hold you, embrace you, and warm you with that beautiful benevolence, and guide you and protect you throughout this journey what is coming. Until then, I love you all very much. Keep safe. Follow me through my articles. And God willingly, when all this is past, or these 20-something days, I will return as I do today. As I leave you with a big smile, I'll come back with a big smile again. And so it is. Peace and love to all of you.